saying that he is the contact person. Not, they call him Book. It was the assistant coach. I can't think of his name. Booker. Was it Booker? Anyway, but he is the contact person. Got him on wiretap, and it's kind of like Dick Vitale tweeted last night. Sorry, Sean, but if it's true, you got to go. And you don't hear that out of Dick Vitale too often. He's very protective, not quite as much as Jay Billis, but he's very protective of college basketball coaches. But he just called it like it was, and it's going to be interesting to see if he coaches. I don't know, do they play today or is it tomorrow? I think they play today. It's going to be interesting to see if he coaches today, how quick they're going to move on that. It's bad situation.
It's a bad situation all the way around. I was wanting to get your opinion on this. Auburn, before the season started, decided that Austin Wiley and D'Angelo Purifoy would sit. And that's kind of the path that you take when you're trying to figure out if a kid's eligible or ineligible. You deem him ineligible,
right,
and then ask for reinstatement to
right.
the NCAA, which is what Auburn's done.
Correct.
Reinstatement was not granted to either one of those players at this point for Auburn, and is not going to be for this season. So there are a lot of other programs now that have players in the exact same situation that Auburn had those two players. So I'm interested to see how many of them play today, Jeff, if they're willing to say, look, we'll take a risk, we'll take a chance. Because it feels like to me, out of the 25 players that were named, some of them have already moved on to the NBA, but there's still about 20 of them that could be sat today. I'd be shocked to not see those programs sit them.
Yeah, and I would too. But let's back up to Auburn just a minute. And you and I kind of touched on this before coming on the show. At this particular time, Bruce Pearl kind of looks like a genius for sitting those two guys. And you're right. They sat. They got the handed down from the NCAA that Austin Wiley was going to be ineligible. They even in turn appealed that and lost the appeal. Now, for D'Angelo Purifoy, and I may have missed it, and you're probably accurate, I haven't seen that step process.
You haven't seen where that's been sent
down.
I
have not seen that. However, he continues to hold him out, and rightly so. Now, you bring up a good point. Are these teams going to sit them? Well, some of that has been reported. I'm wondering if it's already been taken care of. Let's take Colin Sexton, for example.
Good point.
Okay? He sat the first game of the year. All right? Whatever the meal or whatever it was, I'm not so sure that might not have already been taken care of by Alabama and by the NCAA, and that's why he's continued to play. I don't know that for a fact, but I think Avery Johnson is a pretty smart dude.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think that he would put, and let's face it, Greg Burns is a pretty good athletic director. Would you not say that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I agree, yes.
And I think he's going to cover his bases as well. Now, I don't particularly like the way it went down. We've done nothing wrong. We're going to do an in-house, and the next day, Sexton suspended for the first game, and one staff member is shown the door. Now, I didn't like the way that materialized, but that's neither here nor there. So, back to your original question, I kind of went around a circle. Some of this may have already been taken care of by those teams with the NCAA.
And I'm interested in getting a coach's perspective, because I'm not saying that you're intermingled with any of the coaches in any of these programs. I'm not saying that, but y'all all talk. So
absolutely.
It's interesting to those of us that are sitting here on the outside that are going, is blue chips true? You know, I'm going back to my days in high school when blue chips came out, and Penny Hardaway and Shaq, and Nick Nolte's up there, and all of. I'm going, this has to be a far-fetched Hollywood.
No,
is it true? And Jeff, it is becoming where it's glaringly obvious that this is how it works.
Yeah, there's no question. And I sat up here with Andy on Thursday, and I admittedly said, and it hurts my heart to say it, because I am a basketball guy through and through. I like football and I like baseball, but I am a basketball guy through and through. And it hurt my heart to say college basketball is dirty. It is flat out dirty. Now, there is a network among coaches. There is a football coaches network, baseball. College basketball and basketball coaches in general, they network just like everybody else. So the talking, who's doing this, who's doing that, you're exactly right. That's taking place as we speak right now.
And you can't turn a blind eye that this is going on in other sports. If you're taught to follow the money,
yeah,
which we all are,
right,
the idea that this is not equally as bad in football is kind of humorous. But I'll shoot this to you, because being a basketball guy, we also still know that sneaker contracts in basketball far outweigh what they're able to do in other sports. I don't always recognize what type of shoes someone has on the football or baseball field.
Right.
But I always recognize
you're looking at that.
And the sneaker companies understand that, and Jordan took that to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
How prevalent is that money in recruiting, and how much does that cause a difference in what we're seeing with college basketball recruiting in comparison to the other sports in your book?
It's at the top. It's at the top, and here's my take on it. And again, I'm just an old high school coach that coached a little bit of junior college ball, but I do have some. Michael White at Florida turned me on to a guy that I recruited and signed in a McDonald's at the 85 exit. Because the kid was available. He was 6'9", and I knew Michael because he was working with Mike LaPlante at Jacksonville State. My point is that everybody networks. But back to your question, AAU and Adidas, Nike, Under Armour, to me, that is the driving force of why college basketball is dirty. Because those sneaker companies can funnel money through that AAU guy who is rogue and say to him, you're wearing Nikes, that kid's wearing Nike, that kid will go to a Nike college. And that's to me, that's the nuts and bolts of how this mess has gotten started. Now, it's escalated now to where, now we're talking to college coaches. We're talking to assistant coaches. We're doing this. We're doing that. And Randy, it's beyond, in my opinion, out of control. Now, I'll go back to a point you made earlier. You talk about and Jay Billis, and I like Jay.
I do too.
And Jay, now there are some things that he hammers home ad nauseum. But he is truly a guy that is fighting for what's best for the student athletes in college. And I would tell you it doesn't matter if it's baseball, basketball, football, whatever. Now, he was on Feinbaum yesterday, and he brought up, and of course he got hammered about this, he brought up, they're fixing to hammer college basketball. However, I will tell you, if you don't think this is going on in college football, you're naive. Now, a lot of people took that as to he was trying to shield college basketball, and I didn't take it that way. I think his point was being taken. He was trying to make the point of, guys, it's going on in everything. Here's what I would say to that. You got AAU in basketball. What do you got in football that's going to start hurting them?
7-on-7.
7-on-7. Exactly. What do you got in baseball that's going to start hurting?
Travel ball.
Travel ball. You got travel ball teams right now that's encouraging high school kids not to play high school and to play travel ball.
Which unfortunately has been going on for a long, long time.
And it's been going on for a long, long time. So there are things that are not really good in place for the different sports that's going to eventually hurt it.
It's a scary time. It's something that we all expected to come, but it's going to be an interesting watch moving forward. Just happened to happen on the year that Jeff and I as Auburn fans are getting one of our best years, really our best year outside of 98 and 99 that I can remember in my lifetime, outside of a few years there in the 80s. And you got an Alabama program that's right there in the thick of things, that's got the talent level that if they do make the tournament, to make a long push. It's a weird year to have both of our programs pretty strong this year, but a lot of things are going to go down in the months to come. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, more of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. At Main Street Family Urgent Care, we want you to know one of the benefits of our clinic. We have a self-pay option that allows you to get the most out of your visit. That means you don't have to worry about receiving a large bill after your visit. $125 covers all in-house labs, stitches, x-rays, or injections, and we have a selection of antibiotics available in the clinic. We want you to feel better fast at Main Street Family Urgent Care, open 7 days a week in Alexander City across the street from Walmart. Heal better, feel better fast.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake for the weekend, but without the white knuckles this time. Because his new 2018 Ford F-150 has Blitz with trailer coverage. It's Brainiac smart. Not only does it watch your F-150's blind spots, it's got your trailer covered too. One less thing to spoil the weekend. No, it can't make the fish bite, but maybe they'll work on that. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized E-Z-GO cart dealer that has no limits on a perfect E-Z-GO cart. Whether it's a fully customized cart or a stock-made cart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best E-Z-GO carts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
We'd like to thank Bice Motors for being our segment sponsor right here. If you'd like to be part of the program, 256-234-6221, as we're here with you until 9 o'clock this morning. Starting off the program talking about, I'd guess, what most water cooler talk is in our area and throughout the country right now, as I turn on every sports radio talk shows talking about this FBI investigation into college basketball. You said an interesting point during our break right there, Jeff, that there are a lot of really good recruiters, and those recruiters can separate themselves from the other depending on how good they are in closing. You felt like Bruce Pearl is. I feel the same. Sure, Alabama fans feel like Nick Saban's the best in the country.
Oh, there's no question.
And it'd be hard to but there is a part of me that goes, that works on 90%, then you got the 10. And you got to be willing to play whatever that underbelly game is for that 10% that you feel like is going to potentially. It doesn't always have to be that way. But the Mustafa Herons, I'm not throwing his name out there. I'm just throwing his name out there because he's the 5-star that's in my mind right now.
And where's he from?
He's from Connecticut.
And he's where now?
He's at Auburn.
Go figure.
Put the pieces
Yeah,
together.
go figure.
You
now,
go back and I'll throw another one out there for Alabama football. You know, I remember back when Trent Richardson and Julio Jones and some of those guys were committing to Alabama when maybe in years past they weren't getting that type of talent. You go, how are they getting that? I'm not saying that, but that is perception out there from people like us that there's an underbelly going on that's getting you those type of recruits.
You use a term, playing the game. That is common, and let's see if I can say this correctly. That is common speak among colleges, high school coaches. Hey, they're playing the game. Hey, they don't play the game. And basically playing the game is what you're talking about. The underbelly is, are we going to go above and beyond, quote unquote, a solid natural recruiting process? So yeah, playing the game is big words. But I do think that Bruce Pearl has done it, and I'll throw Avery Johnson into this as well. The guys have done an incredible job of closing to get top name recruits. I'm not going to sit here and say they're clean as a whistle, but I'm not going to sit here and say they're dirty either. Let's face the fact. Austin Wiley came to Auburn. You will never make me believe that he was recruited dirty. You will never make me believe that. His lineage says that he was going to Auburn.
True.
Okay? Now, if Auburn recruits dirty, can you explain to me why Garrison Brooks is playing at University of North Carolina and getting quality time?
Playing well.
And playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain that one to me? He was in your backyard. If you're going to recruit dirty, don't you think you're going to recruit dirty in your backyard? It's less likely to be found in your backyard than there's a lot of mileage between Auburn and Connecticut. You get what I'm saying there?
I hear you, yes.
Okay, so Austin Wiley's daddy and mama played at Auburn. That's a given. A lot of people don't really know the story about Danjel Peerford. Why did he go to a prep school?
Got in trouble in his senior year in high school.
He was cut.
Yes, I thought so.
He was cut. You know why he was cut?
Probably not showing up for practice.
Bingo. During the time the tryouts were, he thought that he didn't have to try out. He was already a stud. I don't have to try out. Coach cut him. So he goes to prep school. Auburn had been on him a long time. We played in a tournament when I was at Ben Russell, and there were Auburn coaches in there watching him play. But there was also a Kentucky coach in there watching him play. Okay? So Auburn gets him. Bryce Brown, how many offers did he have?
Probably not many. One offer?
D1 offer. You know who it was?
Auburn.
Auburn. Why you think he's there? He's a heck of a player.
He is.
So you get what I'm saying. I know that people are playing the game, but I'm not going to sell coaches out that I think do a really good job of closing. I think Mike Krzyzewski closes well. It's a no-brainer. Zion Williamson. You don't have to. You're not going to make me believe that I got to play the game to get Zion Williamson. I just don't believe that. The guy wanted to go and play for Coach K. You're not going to make me believe. Now, there may be some what I call in-between or tweeners that may be that guy that says, I'll come play for you, but you got to do this. And there may be some coaches that say, yeah, we'll do that. We'll make that happen. But there may be also some coaches that say, hey, I can go 25 miles down the road. I can get the same player you are, same size, same speed, and I don't have to play the game. That's just my take on it. I know that the game's being played. I get all that. But unless I'm proven wrong, it'd be hard for me to and there's a lot of perception that Auburn illegally recruited Austin Wiley and Danjel Purifoy. That has zero to do with what this investigation's about.
If you read more into it as more of the report comes out, I'm not trying to give Auburn and Alabama a pass, but I'll start with Alabama. Colin Sexton's is not anything at this point that's just proof, $150,000 or some kind of big number out there. Right now it's an undisclosed amount. Looks like it was a meal potentially.
I think it was a meal potentially. I think you're accurate in that, Randy.
Very minimal.
Very, very minor. Yeah. And you know, that may be one of those deals, and we may have said this in the first segment, you give that money back to a charity and everything's okay. You know, I don't know. I've heard that being an option to some of these kids that have the meal or $100 ATM
or selling a ticket.
Or selling a ticket, exactly.
Or a football game or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, you've heard of those going on. And on the Auburn side, with Purifoy and Wiley at this point, what's out there that we know is not part of the recruiting process. It's part of the agent process.
Absolutely.
Once they're part of Auburn.
Yeah. And
that seems to be slightly different too.
Yeah, and it does. And I hate to put it in this term, but I've used this term a lot, and I hate to say it this way, but basically they were prostituting the kids. And that's what I say a lot, not all, but a lot of AAU programs do too. And to me, that's just not, you know. What happened to I want us to get back to, and I say us, I want basketball to get back to where that coach comes in your gym, if you're the head coach, and watches your practice and watches that kid practice and stays the night and comes the next day and watches that kid playing a game, and then you send him all kind of film that you need to send him, and then let him make a decision. I get why. I understand that. I know. Because you can go to Teaneck, New Jersey, to a big AAU tournament, and you can watch
all of them
500 prospects in one area over 2 days. I get that. But until, and I've said this as well, the NCAA can shut AAU down. People said, no, they can't. I said, yeah, they can. All they have to do is say, every time there's an AAU tournament, that's a dead period for
coaches
college.
Can't come.
That's a dead period. You can't recruit.
And that'll end it.
That'll end it. It's over with at that point, because when you going to have a tournament? Well, it doesn't matter. It's a dead period. That would stop all that. Again, it's what we're talking about.
Comes back to the sneaker contracts and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk actual basketball.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Auburn and Florida. We'll move on, talk about Alabama's chances to still make the tournament, how many more wins we feel like they need to get as we come back on the Saturday Sports Countdown.
Fall in love with the ultimate driving machine and lease a BMW X1 for only $319 a month at BMW of Columbus. See our selection of the all-new BMW X3 or X5 SAV. And loyal BMW customers receive up to $5,500 in incentives from BMW of Columbus.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-833 866-837-6937. 866-837-6937. Or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Farnell Mechanical gives you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable.
Trust Farnell Mechanical to provide perfect air for your family.
What perfect feels like. Lennox.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just $1 down, plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just $1 down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
Drivers, start your engine!
Green, green, green. Here we go, here we go. Time for racing. Go, go, go. Sunshine and a hot, slick track. Wow, that kid's having a blast. Go, go, keep digging. Great job. What a perfect day for racing. That's what I'm talking about, boys.
The Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500 will ignite all your senses, starting at just $44, and kids' tickets are just $10 at LattaMotorspeedway.com.
Man, that's Atlanta.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Advanced Heating and Air, your authorized East Central Alabama train dealer. Call Advanced Heating and Air. You'll be glad you did.
Been an odd heating and aired year, to say the least, this year. As it's 85 degrees outside here in the end of February. I can't really remember back to a time. And then you move back a few months ago, and I'm sick to my stomach on our third out of work situation with the snow this year. So if you're having problems, call on our segment sponsors here, Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning, or you can call on us and talk about anything on your mind at 256-234-6221. Let's bounce around the SEC. First I want to start with Alabama, Jeff. Alabama seems to be the top program, or could be one of the best teams in the league one Saturday, and the next Saturday you're like, what in the world is going on? And a lot of that is when they're on the road. So my question to you is, how much does their youth play into the way that they're playing on the road right now?
A lot. And you're going to hear people say, well, how long does youth last? Well, from a coaching standpoint, I would tell my young guys, okay, you've played 20 games. Now, you're not a sophomore anymore. You're not a freshman anymore. But it doesn't matter. You're still 18 years old. You're still 18 years old. So so yes, it plays and in my opinion, they're dependent on Reese. They're dependent on Sexton. They're dependent on Petty. What's Hall? Is he a sophomore?
Yeah, he's a sophomore.
Okay.
Yep.
They're depending on Hall?
He may be a junior. He's Dazon Ingram.
Oh, okay, so he may be. All right. But the first three I named, I know what they are. They're true freshmen.
Yeah.
Okay? I've said this numerous times. Go back and look at Auburn last year.
A lot like this. Yep.
It was just like that. That's what Alabama's doing. This team is very talented. This team is well coached. I have liked this team from day one. They could easily go 3-0 to close out the year. 2 out of 3 are at home.
They have two that are enigma to me on offense. That I don't get how hard it is to get Herb Jones and Petty into the flow of the game.
Yeah.
You as a coach, how do you, when you've got kids that have the length, so they're not being defended by a much larger, Jared Harper's got to get used to being a smaller guard. You're seeing that this year. He can get his shot whenever he wants it. And you can feel the difference between this year and last year.
Yeah.
You're not having that issue with Alabama. They've got the length, but they just seem to struggle at times getting Petty and Jones into the game.
And I have related it to this. This is Avery's 3rd year, right?
That's right.
He's only known NBA. You watch a lot of their schematics. You watch a lot of their sets on offense. A lot of that are their NBA sets. How many times you watch an NBA game that they just absolutely find a way to get the ball into the post? Not very many.
Yeah, they don't have to.
They don't have to, okay? Well, the question back to me is going to be, well, this is his 3rd year. Why is he not, adjusting to the game? Well, he's got a pro playing point guard.
True.
He's got a pro playing point guard, and we can say whatever we want to. Well, in his mind, if I've got a pro playing point guard, then maybe I need to stick to these. Because had I been Alabama's coach the other night against Auburn, you would either throw the ball inside or you would come over there and sit with me. Now, but he and I have difference. I'm just an old high school coach. This dude's been at the top in the NBA and done well and played there. Okay, so I think he is a very good coach. I think he will learn that. And I used this term with Andy the other day. I don't dumb down may not be the correct, but his schemes have got to include more inside play, I guess is the best way to put it, than what they do.
Auburn the other night, starting in the second half, went to all zone. It was an extended zone.
Yes, it was.
So they did defend the perimeter. It wasn't a Syracuse zone where you've got long, lengthy guards that can defend the perimeter, but more than anything, they want to bunch it back inside and make sure they're defending. Great call for Auburn. Alabama struggled mightily. Alabama's got a whole bunch of guys that can break you down when it's man-to-man defense.
That's right.
So I think that also speaks to what you say, which is still an odd dynamic to me because they have wing players that you feel like if you can get the ball into the middle of the court or if you can do some things to play a little high-low game. But Alabama didn't show any propensity to do that at all the other night.
No, they did not. And I enjoy it. There's a chess match, and I try not to get wrapped up into the game.
I bet you do.
I do, and I try to watch the chess match, and what a great. And even Avery Johnson said in the post game interview, man, they went to zone and basically killed us. But again, what do you got in your playbook that helps you get the ball, regardless if it's man or zone?
I didn't see them do anything that I was used to seeing or that anybody I was ever a part of coached towards that. They still were swinging it around the perimeter, trying to find open shots, jacking them up, and hoping that Donta Hall or somebody down low could get an offensive rebound.
Now,
and putback.
I would like to make this point as well. Auburn scored 90, okay?
Yeah.
Alabama scored 71. Offensively, I would agree that everybody says that's where the problem is. Not that night.
No, it's defense.
They don't usually give up but 65.2 points a game. Well, if you give up 65.2 points a game and you score 71, you win, right? So don't tell me it was on the offensive end. They could not stop Auburn.
We'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we'll stay with this conversation. Still hot on our mind, an Auburn win. Alabama win when they were at home, so both the teams took the home series this year, but both teams look like they're positioned to make the NCAA tournament, and both of them have the firepower to move on once they get there. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
With the boat season winding down and the weather getting cooler, it's time to let Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road and winterize your boat and get ready for the off-season. The good guys can make all your off-season repairs, winterization, and upgrades easy and on budget. Remember, now's the best time for used boat prices and selection, and you can even pre-order next year's Landau pontoons and quality Suzuki outboards to get the perfect fit for next spring. Service, sales, and value all this off-season at the place the locals know, Alex City Marine. And don't forget to order your 2018 Manitou pontoons now.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you, gotta get to Gills. Selection and price, gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
Bills Electric is your local expert for LED lighting retrofits for commercial and industrial applications. Bills Electric can survey your facility and develop lighting retrofit solutions utilizing the latest in LED technology and controls. In many cases, energy savings alone can generate a payback of 2 years or less. Additionally, LED lighting has an expected lifespan of up to 100,000 hours. Call the Lamborns today at 256-234-4555.
New year, new you. It's the Start Something New sales event going on now at Bice Motors in Alex City.
It's cold outside, but the deals are hot inside.
Save up to $13,000 on remaining 2017 Ram 1500 Crew Cab Laramie 4x4.
If you ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
2018 Jeep Cherokee Latitude Package, only $19,700.
On the web at BiceChryslerDodge.com.
At A&M Plumbing, you can count on us for dependable, quality service. Our staff is professional, neat, clean, and courteous. We're a fully licensed and insured plumbing company. Call on A&M Plumbing for any plumbing, sewer, or septic problems. We provide a comprehensive line of plumbing repair and installation services to keep your home's plumbing systems in top order. When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing. Service at its best, when you need it most.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Dark Insurance, offering insurance for all your personal needs, including auto, boat, homeowners, and disability. Don't be in the dark. Call Dark Insurance at 256-234-5026.
Dark Insurance Agency, our segment sponsor here on the Saturday Sports Countdown for all your insurance needs. Call on Dark Insurance Agency, longtime sponsors here of this program. 256-234-6221 is our phone number, and we'd love to hear from you out there. We're just knocking it around up here, mainly talking basketball. Enjoy having Coach Jeff Hines with us to mainly get a good insight of what goes on in the mind of a coach, and I'm taking advantage of that here this morning. When I watch basketball, Coach, it's changing drastically. When you and I were coming up, you in the 80s, me in the 90s, you'd have teams that shoot the perimeter shot. You'd have teams that didn't have an option because they were really good at shooting the perimeter shot.
Right.
But now it's almost becoming, I'm recruiting to that.
Yeah.
And Auburn, I think, is doing that as well as anyone. When they're shooting the ball well like they were on Wednesday night, Coach, this is a tough matchup for anybody. If Auburn hits 40% of their three-point shots and they're going to jack up a whole bunch, just the statistics tell you that you're going to have a better chance of putting up 80 to 90 points than an opposing team. And just your thoughts on basketball in general.
Yeah, you're right. The three-point line changed the game. It changed the game. And I think it changed it for the better, just personally. Analytics, and I touched on this a little bit with Andy on Thursday, and I don't know what analytics, I'm not smart enough to know what. Yeah. But people like, let's take Bucky McMillan at Mountain Brook. They're really big on analytics, and it has something to do with there's two kind of shots they're going to shoot. They're going to shoot a layup, or they're going to shoot a three-pointer. There's no mid-range game at all. And you watch a lot of these college teams, and to feel like that you put yourself on a level playing field, maybe because you are a bunch of midgets, which my wife uses frequently. She says, when you watch Auburn, it looks like you're watching a bunch of midgets, which you really, compared to everybody else, you are. You've got to level the playing field in some form or fashion. Well, how do you do it? You shoot that three ball. Or you push it as fast as you can push it, which Auburn is really fast. If you're not paying attention, they will be in and down the floor and shooting before your last man can get back. Yeah, exactly. And that's difficult. And you're right. Auburn is going to be a tough out for whoever they play in the NCAA tournament if they can push the ball and they shoot it well.
Yeah, as long as they hit shots.
That's right.
And you live and die by it a lot of times, but the pros have proven that that's kind of the analytic to go by too. You watch Houston play.
Yeah.
Houston's going to put them up.
Yes, sir.
And Golden State maybe started that type of look toward more of Steph Curry. I like my percentages. And, I've heard Bucky talk to this at Mountain Brook. My odds of hitting a three-point shot, the difference between a 12-footer and a 17-footer is about 5 percentage points different. And why in the world wouldn't I take the chance to get that extra point, 5 whole percentage points difference?
I agree.
And shooting a 12 over a 17-footer. So why am I going to put my kids in a situation to do that? I'm not. It doesn't make sense to.
And here's even the better part of it. You get one additional point.
Yeah, that's right. So it's worth the odds.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna weigh out as the game moves on. This Auburn team defensively though has changed their mind.
Man, Randy, you and I talked, and you asked me point blank a couple of times about what I thought was the difference, and I said this year compared to last year, and I said development was what I thought was. But man, their defense is by far the best defense I've seen played at Auburn, maybe since the 99 team.
Yeah.
Maybe since the 99.
And that was a very athletic team.
And that was a very athletic team. But these guys will get in your shorts, and they stay there for 40 minutes, and it's not fun as an offensive player. It really isn't.
Two things I noticed that they do well, and I'm watching perimeter defense clearly more than I do down in the post because I've never was a post player.
Right,
you do, and you watch those that you normally did. They get their hands in passing lanes exceptionally well. They bat balls away in man-to-man defense. Steals, you can call it a steal, but I don't call it a steal. I just call it getting a hand in on a dribble ball inside.
Well, let me, and I'm going to let you finish, but I want to stop you there just for real quick. We charted at Ben Russell deflections, and that's what we call them.
Yes.
go ahead and finish. The reason we did is that tells me who's active.
You said it better than I. That's what I meant by it. And I see us getting hands on balls.
It's unreal.
Even if we don't end up getting the steal, that disrupts everything.
It does.
Hands on balls and players that we've all played with players that seemingly always have a knack for getting their hands on balls. And I'm not positive you can coach that, but there is one thing that Auburn does defensively I know you can coach. And that's keeping your body between you and the rim.
Unreal.
And staying square between you and the rim.
Yeah.
That's effort. And it's coachable. And you, no matter how good an athlete you are, can get better and better and better at that. And Auburn does that unbelievably well on the perimeter.
Yeah, they do. And Caleb Brooks and Caleb, I know, has worked with y'all at Super 7. He and I tweet back and forth. And he made a great point the other night after the ball game. He said the difference in the game is Auburn was tougher and they played with more effort. That really was the difference in the game. There's two stats that you can go look at to determine if you're playing tough and if you're playing with effort. Steals and offensive rebounds. And Auburn killed Alabama in both categories. That tells you that you're playing tough. And because an offensive rebound, it's all about effort and being tougher than the guy that you're battling against to get that rebound. Steal is just about being at the right place because of effort and having a knack for the ball.
And I'll throw one more in there as we go to break. Taking charges.
No question.
And taking charges is squaring up your body between you and the rim. It's that simple. And I've heard Luke and I have gotten into it on this program, and Luke said nobody knows what a charge is anymore. And I said, well, that's you as a post player. I'm telling you, as a perimeter defender, if you barrel through me, that's a charge.
That's a charge all day. And I've even made the point, and I got a little upset the other night at the game. If you're going to take a charge, you take all of it. You don't take half of it. And Auburn got called for a charge when he hit the guy about right here, and all this was left open. If that's a block to me. If you're going to take a charge, you take all of it.
And it's able to do it, and we've seen both Auburn and Alabama do a great job.
Absolutely.
Auburn's one of the best at it.
Yeah.
Right there. I think he's broken already Alabama's single-season record for taking charges. That's how good he is defensively. We'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we'll talk some more on this and get set for a busy Saturday in college basketball. 256-234-6221 on the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin, comfort for life.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here or you can shop us online, only at Glory's Furniture.
Your expressway to saving.
What's different about Hyundai of Auburn? Beautiful cars built here from parts made here. That's jobs and tax money.
And right now, Max, record low finance plans. 0% interest and $42.50 cash to spend with no budget busting repairs for a full 10 years. Drive a new Hyundai today. Check it out, HyundaiofAuburn.com.
And my Max Markdown deals. Tell them Max sent you. I might get a bonus.
Max, you're not real.
What?
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Satterfield on Highway 280 in Alex City. Satterfield is the Lake Martin area's Big Green Egg and Accessories headquarters.
Satterfield out on Highway 280 in Alexander City for being our segment sponsor here. Stop by and pick you up a Big Green Egg from them. They got all of the outdoor power equipment needs that you also may have, as we've already got grass growing. Jeff, I'm heading down to do some work on a lot this morning right after I leave from here, and it's the end of February and we're already going to be cutting grass. I've been out there a few days already this week, so stop by Satterfield.
I'll tell you this, you got the best lot on the lake. I've been there several times, been by there several times, and boy, that place is going to be beautiful.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I know.
I enjoy it. I'd rather be out there working on that than a lot of other stuff I could be doing.
You can tell y'all put a lot of work into it.
Thank you, though. College basketball is in stride right now. We got 3 more SEC games, and Jeff, we got 8 teams potentially making the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
That's you have the storyline of, would you rather see a Florida and Kentucky be 1 seeds heading into the tournament and only 2 or 3 other teams making the tournament, or would you rather the SEC get potentially 8 teams into the NCAA tournament? As an Auburn fan, I'm going to go with the second because I like seeing more.
I'm going with the second too, and as a basketball fan in general, specifically an SEC basketball fan, the more the merrier. You know, I'm all about the SEC. I'm all about an all SEC Final Four if you could get it. You know what I'm saying?
You can pull it off, yeah.
Basically like the national champ. I was all about the national championship in football. You know, you want to know where sports is played? It's played in the South.
Not only that, I like seeing players that you and I were just having a talk during the break about. A program that you and I went and called a game, Hazel Green.
Yeah.
I don't know where Hazel Green is. Couldn't find it on the map. Or maybe I could, but I've never been there.
Right.
Never played ball there. So
right.
I enjoy cheering for teams like Herb Jones from Hale County, Alabama, because I've seen him 3 years in the finals.
Exactly.
In the finals, or some of these kids over at Lynette that Brett and I have been following that are going to end up at some big programs.
Right.
And I don't care if they end up at Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama. Tennessee's got a kid that ended up at IMG Academy.
Right.
Is it Turner?
I think it is Turner.
But he was at Sparkman.
Yes, that's
Lamont
right.
Turner. And I had him in a Final Four, and they won, and they made it to the finals and lost that year. But when I watch him play, I think, man, you know what? I saw him when he was 15, 16 years old. It gives you a feel that you're at least part or been around some of these. And I think that's the reason that so many of us are excited there's 8 teams potentially going to be in this.
Yeah, no question about that. And again, Andy and I talked about this Thursday. The coaching in the SEC is unbelievable. It may be the best it's ever been. Maybe it's the best it's ever been.
That's saying something.
And that's saying something because you got to go back to the days of Sonny Wimp, Joe B. Hall was at Kentucky then. Can't think of who would have been at Florida. Lon Kruger, would he have been?
He would have been at Florida in the mid to late 80s.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, so he
got Florida to Final Four.
Yeah, look what he's doing where he's been. I mean, but come on now, Howland, Barnes, Pearl, Johnson, Drew. Yeah, kid can coach.
Yes, he can. He doesn't have the crew right now.
And it will get there. Mike Anderson,
great coach.
Frank Martin.
I don't know that you're right. And I haven't thought about it that way, and you're heading over to the SEC tournament.
Yeah.
Here's the beauty of, let me bring it to you this way. You're heading to St. Louis. You and KK go into the SEC tournament. That's one of y'all's trips that you always do. Think about this though, Jeff. I would be willing to bet that there is less certainty in your mind on who the heck's going to end up there that final day playing for an SEC championship this year more than ever.
Don't have a clue.
Isn't that fun? Isn't that good?
Yeah. That's what you want. That's what you want. You don't want it to be cut and dried before you ever get to Nashville, if it's there, or St. Louis, or Atlanta. It's put them in a hat, put them in one of these helmets, and just draw your name out. And if you draw Alabama out, you might be a winner of the SEC.
And wouldn't be shocked. And I think that bodes well for the SEC once they get into the real tournament.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because we cause matchup issues up and down the line. Mm-hmm. Look at Alabama play Oklahoma. That game really wasn't close.
Wasn't close.
Because Alabama defended Trae Young well.
Yes.
They extended the defense.
Yes.
And if Alabama played Oklahoma again on a neutral court, Alabama would beat them by 10 again.
Yeah, easy.
I think there's a lot more teams out there that the SEC matches up well with. Auburn's a shooting team.
Yeah.
Auburn's not going to match up with anybody well if we're not shooting the ball well.
No, they're not.
But if we're shooting the ball well, we could be a Final Four team.
And Brett and I even talked about this is not your mama's Kentucky.
It's not.
But it's still Kentucky.
Yep.
And you and I talked about this earlier off the air. You take Jared Harper and Colin Sexton and put them on Kentucky's team, that is a Final Four team.
Just one of them.
You take one of them.
Yep.
That is a Final Four team. End of discussion. That's how good they are in the post and how weak they are on the perimeter, which is very uncharacteristic of a Kentucky team.
You and I were talking before we started the program, and how happy would you have been to be the high school coach at Pebblebrook over in Georgia, to have Colin Sexton and Jared Harper on the same high school team? I didn't realize that until I watched the game the other night.
Yeah.
I don't know that you did either.
No, I didn't.
Wow.
And you know what I say about having a team like that? You know what I do during the games?
What's that?
I sell popcorn and Cokes up in the stands, and I let those guys go.
You roll the ball out there. Good luck.
I mean, I don't have to. Those guys are going to win, and I'm not going to be the one that's going to keep them from winning. So if I can sell popcorn and Cokes in the stands, up and down the stands, make a little bit more money for the concession stand, and we're going to win the game.
You're an Auburn fan.
Yep.
Which one would you take in college right now?
Jared Harper.
And why?
Because I think his game is suited more for college. Now ask me the next question.
Which one in the NBA?
Colin Sexton. He's a pro. He's a long point guard pro. That's what he is. I mean, there's no question about it. And if I had to pick an NBA team and I had to take a point guard, and it came down to between Sexton and Harper,
yeah,
you can throw Trae Young in there. You want to
take Sexton.
I'm still taking Sexton. Now let's keep the same three in there, and because Trae Young's a pro too now.
Yes, he is.
Don't think he's not. I'm still taking Harper if it's college.
Can Harper make it in the pros?
Yes, he can.
I think he can too.
Yeah,
and,
yes, he can.
That's the fun part. You think he's going to be SEC Player of the Year?
There's a lot of people. Jimmy Dykes and Jimmy Dykes is, I think, the president of Jared Harper's fan club.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. And look, I respect Jimmy Dykes. The guy's been around basketball.
I agree, he's a good guy.
And he's been worked under some really, really good coaches. So he knows what he's talking about. But yes, he says Jared Harper is the player of the year. You know who Walker says?
Who?
Antoine Walker?
Who?
He says Bryce Brown's the player of the year.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
So it's one or the other.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and go to a break right here, but I'll say this for the SEC Network. The guys that they have on there talking college basketball are very, very good. I love Pat Bradley, Damian Fishback. They got a kind of a dynamic going between the two of them where you can tell both of them like each other, and they've gotten that right. Sometimes I watch and I go, golly, those two just don't work well together. SEC Network really has it right in their college basketball.
Yeah, they do. And I would say, for the most part in their football,
I agree with that.
With McElroy and Booger.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Marcus Spears.
Marcus Spears and Tebow.
Yeah.
And you throw in Feinbaum, and then you throw in Laura.
Yeah.
Who I think Laura Rutledge is as knowledgeable as there is.
I agree with you.
She takes what she's doing serious.
I agree.
And the SEC Network has done a phenomenal job of getting the right people for the different sports in the right place.
We'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we'll have Brett Pritchard out here taking over for me at host on the Saturday Sports Countdown.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Sentricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Sentricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457. What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold, and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
a new hour, a new host over here in this seat. Randy leaves, and I slide in as we swap out. Jeff is the stability rock here on Sports Blitz, Saturday Sports Countdown this morning. But glad to jump in here, Jeff. Enjoyed the first hour listening to you guys. You and Randy talked this morning about mainly all the stuff that's swirling in college basketball. So I know you guys covered that. So we'll shift out of that a lot. We'll still take calls if anybody wants to call and talk about that. Alex City Marine is the segment sponsor here. And as we were coming on, we were talking about Alex City Marine. You said you saw me pulling my boat the other day. I always take my boat to Alex City Marine to get everything serviced on my bass boat and my pontoon boat, getting ready for spring and summer. Especially tournament season, and I don't fish near as many as I used to, but fish a few tournaments coming up here, and you want to make sure everything's in working order. The last thing you want to do is get out there and have something tear up.
No question. Bought our Landau from Alex City Marine.
Good boats too, man.
Great boats. They store it for us. This boat will be, this is the 4th summer.
Already?
Already. And
4 summers you bought. I thought you bought that last year.
And it still looks brand new.
Well, of course it's going to, because they put that wrap on there.
They shrink wrap it. I'm telling you.
It's the way to go.
It is the way to go. But good people, take care of you. I can't say enough good things about them and how we've enjoyed our boat.
Yeah, I fished the ABT tournament trail last year with Brett Pritchard, and today was the first tournament of this year, and it was like I woke up and I was like, God, you know. But you know, as my son gets older and he's playing baseball. Of course, he played last year, but you know, now he's in 8th grade, so you know, getting a little more playing time and getting some more action in there. So when baseball starts, you know, the only bad thing about fishing and baseball is they start at the same time. Really, the fishing starts to pick up. And actually, it's a little ahead of schedule, man. It shouldn't be 82 degrees in February.
No, it should not be. And I say worried. It's got me a little bit concerned because we may get a snowstorm in April.
Well, of course you will. I mean, you just almost set your watch to it.
I mean, because if it's 83 on February, whatever today's date is, we're liable to get a snowstorm on April the 10th.
You know, the year, and I know this was a long time ago, but 93, when we had that blizzard, we had a warm earth. We had a transition where it got warm in March. You know, it kind of went on and got spring early, and everybody's like, well, we're heading on in. Well, lo and behold, the blizzard of the century hit a few weeks later.
Yeah,
snowed everybody in for about a week. But we've had our fair share of snows already this year, 2 of them. I told somebody the other day, I said, it's bad when you're looking back through your phone and you see all these snow pictures. You're like, now, which snow was that?
Yeah,
I said, we're not living in Montana.
I know.
We're living in Alabama, but I forgot. It was like, well, no, that was that first snow, not this last snow.
Not the last snow.
But anyway, outdoors time. Look, Sportsplex is alive and well. I know in these other communities that are listening out there, up in the Anniston, Oxford area on Thunder 92 that carries our program on Saturday morning. Hey, look, and I've had several of you come up to me in the Talladega area and say enjoyed listening to the show, and we appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning us in up there. And you got some great baseball up in that area with all those high schools and with Lincoln and Talladega and Chillsburg and Sylacauga, and I mean just a lot of great baseball up and down Talladega County.
Well, you got Jack State. They're still playing at Oxford, if I'm not mistaken, until they
get that stadium.
Yeah, and I think it's toward the end of the season, and they'll be in.
What a beautiful complex Oxford has.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is.
I saw some pictures the other day because I got curious to think, because we've got 3 of our own that are on that roster: Corley Woods, Sean Rape, and Seth Hendon.
That's right.
And I thought, well, you know, I want to look at their schedule and see if they're still playing their game, because Richie Brooks has told me that place in Oxford is unreal.
Well, we played there last year.
It's unreal.
Yeah, we went up and played the umpires clinic last year, and the middle school, the JV, and the varsity all played up there on 3 different fields.
Yeah.
And it was just really nice. Yeah. And the whole complex, you know, and we'll end this segment talking about complexes. We're blessed here in Alex City to have a gorgeous facility. And you go around to some of these facilities and you go, man, you know, very blessed to have what you have back home. I know the people in Oxford feel the same way. When they leave and go off, it makes them appreciate how beautiful their their football complex is at their high school, which is across really the interstate over there, across the road. And then that nice, huge baseball, softball complex that they built out there. They really did it right, and it really is good. But we're blessed in Allen City to have the Sportsplex, who really kind of was on the cutting edge back in the late 80s. You know, we were really one of the first ones to build a complex like that. But ours is still unique, whereas you can drive through that whole complex and never see a field. You know, it's crazy.
You're exactly right, and I never thought about that.
That's right. The woods and the way they are, and I mean, you can see them if you look hard, but you could literally drive through that road and really never be. It's not about the fields; it's about the complex itself, and the fields kind of find their way in there.
You're right, because if you know the fields are there,
that's right.
That's the only way that you know the fields are there.
That's exactly, no doubt. Other than that, if you're just coming through town, you're just driving through.
You're not, exactly.
We got a doubleheader today in the middle school, so we're going to take another break here. When we come back, we're going to start diving into some stuff around the country, around the conference. Talk about some of these games today on tap, some big games. The SEC schedule coming to a close. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown coming your way right after this.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
New year, new you.
It's the Start Something New sales event going on now at Bice Motors in Alex City.
It's cold outside, but the deals are hot inside.
Save up to $13,000 on remaining 2017 Ram 1500 Crew Cab Laramie 4x4.
If you ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
2018 Jeep Cherokee Latitude Package, only $19,700.
On the web at BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown, brought to you by Sunshine Heating and Air and JR Sports Bar and Grill. And you talk about sunshine, it's beautiful outside today. A little weather going to move in tomorrow, but you need to take advantage of it today. Get outside, do something, get out on the lake, get find a ball field somewhere. I know a lot of you are going to be hitting baseball fields like I am here shortly. The SEC schedule dwindling down. Your favorite time of the year, one of my favorite times of the year, we got the high school basketball championships coming up this week in Birmingham. That starts on Monday, and then the SEC tournament starts the week after that up in St. Louis.
Yeah.
So just your thoughts.
Well, I'm gonna go to Nashville first next week for the women's tournament because Darby's dancing at that one, and of course it's one of those you don't know how long you're gonna be there type things. But and then KK and I will fly out the following Wednesday. Somewhat of a red eye to St. Louis and catch all of Thursday's games, and then Auburn got the double bye, so we'll get them on Friday.
I had a red eye this summer to St. Louis.
Did you really?
Driving.
Oh yeah.
I left Bemidji, Minnesota at 3 a.m. and got to St. Louis about 3 in the afternoon or 4 in the afternoon to watch the Braves and the Cardinals that started at 6, and then got in the car after that game, drove all the way home. So, there's a new definition to stupid and red eye all in the same one.
You had red eyes.
I did. There's no question.
Yeah.
And I rolled into the house when the sun was coming up, and I thought I was in the twilight zone. So I was like, well, I'm just glad I didn't kill myself or anybody else driving basically 22 hours. I've never done that before.
That's crazy.
So actually it was longer than that because I left at 3 and got at 6, so it was what? 27 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, goodness.
Yeah.
So I won't ever do it again. I can say I've done it one time.
That's enough, isn't it?
No, I don't know how these truckers do it.
Hey, I don't either.
I mean, cross country. But let's go back.
Yeah, but you're right. It's tournament time.
It is tournament time.
It's tournament time for high schools, tournament time for college, all your conference tournaments. And let's face it, basketball is a tournament sport.
It is.
Now, with that being said, and going to be some folks that disagree with this statement, but you can't disagree with it. What happened in November is going to play a role in what you get in March.
What you get seeded.
In March.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm tired of hearing, well, those games don't mean anything. Well, oh, yes, they do mean something.
Yeah, they mean something in the fact that if you lose them and you don't play a tougher schedule, when it comes time for you to get selected or get a seed, you probably won't get one, or you get one that's way at the bottom and whatnot. Now, it doesn't determine how you are playing at that time.
No, it does not.
It has nothing to do with that.
No, it does not.
But I tell you what it does do, when you get in a hole and you dig yourself a hole and you lose 7, 8 games out of the gate, and then you try to find yourself and you have a mediocre conference schedule.
Bingo.
But you're still behind the 8 ball, and you really have to win out. You have to win the tournament to get in the conference.
That's exactly right.
So the conference tournament.
Mississippi State is a prime example of that right now. They're 20-8, and there are people that don't have them in the tournament.
Yep.
And that's because of their out-of-conference schedule.
And Auburn has notoriously struggled early. They've notoriously struggled, period. Okay?
You're right.
They've notoriously struggled coming out of the gate with the non-conference games, trying to get the wins they need to build up their record. But this year wasn't a problem. They only lost that one game to Temple. And now you look at them, and they've lost really, really close games to Texas A&M by a point at home. They went on the road to Alabama. Lost by 5 there during one of those snowstorms, by the way. And then you come back and you get way down to South Carolina on the road, and you fight back, you cut it to 5. But you used all your gas in the tank trying to get back. So Auburn hadn't really had any blowouts. I mean, they have been getting blown out in games, but they always fight back. And you can go through and you can look at Mississippi State. You can look at the first game against Tennessee where they were getting their brakes beat off, and Chuma Okeke really saved Auburn in the first half until they could get their feet under them. So it's kind of been a wash, but this team, that's what their nature's been this year. They find a way, somebody that night, to pick up the slack, and somebody rises up. But anyway, the conference schedule as it lays out today: Tennessee at Ole Miss, LSU at Georgia, South Carolina at Mississippi State, Texas A&M at Vanderbilt. Arkansas at Alabama. That'll be a big game for both teams. Arkansas sitting there at 19-9, maybe playing the best basketball of anybody in the conference right now, outside of that loss to Kentucky. Kentucky went up there and handed it to them.
Yes, they did.
Kentucky got down 11-0 in that game and then stormed back and ended up winning pretty easily. Missouri will be at Kentucky, and then Florida and Auburn will get together in Gainesville tonight at 7:30. Florida's a 2-point favorite in that game, and that game scares me because it's on the road. Auburn hasn't won in Gainesville since 1996.
Yeah, tough place to play.
And somebody commented on Auburn Blitz yesterday, which streak ends first? The Auburn LSU road game series or streak in football, or the Auburn-Florida streak in basketball. And in fairness to the basketball, you don't play down there but every couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, not every other year.
Yeah, you're right.
And I guess if you look at it that way, it's basically the same because Auburn plays LSU every other year down there.
Yeah.
So, really, it's a legit question. Auburn hadn't won in Baton Rouge in football since 99. They ain't won in Gainesville since 96.
Yeah.
Does that end tonight?
Yeah, I think it does.
Mustafa Heron's back, right?
Yeah, I think it does end tonight.
Okay, so Auburn's still undersized, going to be undersized in this game. You could probably write that down all the way across the board coming down the stretch, whoever they match up with from now on. Yeah. They are very – I had somebody come up to me 2 days ago, and they said, man, well, I love what Bruce Pearl and the players do, go out to the entrance and meet everybody after the game, shake everybody's hand. And this guy I was talking to is like 5'8", 5'9". He said, I started thinking like, man, these guys ain't real tall. He's like, I'm like 5'8", 5'9". I'm not a big guy at all. And these guys are like, I'm not looking up at them. And
exactly.
I said, well, it's because we're not very tall.
Not very tall.
We're just not very big at all. So, but Auburn, they play a style of basketball that really drives people insane.
It does.
And they get after you for 40 minutes. But Auburn 24-4, if they can win tonight, you feel good about them having a share of the SEC outright championship locked up, a share. Now, Tennessee would have to win out and Auburn have to lose the last two.
Yeah.
But you would feel like at least you got that share, you're going to be able to hang a banner after tonight. Now, if Florida had lost or Tennessee had lost to Florida the other night, it would have been over. It probably would have been over. Well, it would have already been a share to Auburn now.
It would have been a share then.
But Tennessee has Ole Miss, and they got to go to Ole Miss, and Ole Miss is playing better now that Andy Kennedy's not there.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I really like Andy Kennedy.
Yeah.
But he did the right thing. He did, and in hindsight, I think he would go back, and it'd have been cold turkey. He'd have pulled the plug, and that would have been the end of it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have said, "I'm gonna wait till the season's over."
Well, it's a tough pill to swallow. It's a tough situation to be in. So we'll talk more about that, and then maybe the standings. We'll run down the standings when we come back and get you set for some other talk around the country. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
The door's open, the beer's cold, and the biscuits are hot at Foshee Sportz on Dable Road in Alexander City. Fishing season is in year-round and live bait is available. Non-ethanol gas is available along with propane and pellet ice. So come on by and see what we're all about, where the kitchen is open Monday through Friday early at Foshee Sportz on Dable Road in Alexander City. And tell them old Katie sent you right here from the front porch, WAXC TV.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
LMG Advertising Agency offers a comprehensive marketing solution tailored to each of our clients' needs. We are a full-service marketing firm offering website design and development, video production, social media marketing, search engine optimization, and overall branding that includes logo design, brochures, mailouts, and more. Our experienced team of marketing professionals would love to come up with a marketing strategy that will deliver results for you and your business. Learn more at lmgadagency.com or call today to start at 256-825-0197.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Centricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Peaches and Clean, caring for your floors and a whole lot more in East Central Alabama.
The Saturday Sports Countdown brought to you by Sunshine Heating and Air, JR Sports Bar and Grill. Have you seen the new bracket? The new bracket. It's got all 64 teams are FBI. It's got FBI advancing all the way to the Final Four.
I haven't seen
and then
that.
the champions FBI.
Well,
they just take over the old term.
Look at this one. This is a new Auburn shirt.
What is that?
It's navy blue, and it's got FBI in orange, and it says in white, "Finally, basketball's incredible."
They need to wear it. They need to hand those out.
I'm gonna get me one.
That's
I
awesome.
guarantee you, I'm getting me one.
There's no question about it. That's a cool shirt. Well, you know, that kind of just sums up this season all the way across the board.
Yeah.
But you know, we talked about it yesterday on Auburn Blitz and Jason Caldwell was on with us like he is every Friday from inside the Auburn Tigers. Where does this end? I mean, what is the finality of this, and what are you trying to accomplish? Just like we were talking, you know, what is the goal now? Okay, you've exposed the stuff. What is the FBI going to do, and then what is the NCAA going to do with the evidence that they presented from the FBI? Because, see, the NCAA can't go out there and find any of that stuff.
No.
If they walk in the office and go, "Hey, man, I need to check that filing cabinet," they go, "I'll tell you what, you can go check that door right there, and you can go walk right out, back out, because they can't demand anything from you."
Right.
But the FBI's got subpoena power. They can come in, they can clean your office out if they want to. Now they got the evidence, and the FBI can voluntarily hand it over to the NCAA and say, "Hey, look, you got a problem. What you gonna do about it?" What's the end? What's the end
Well,
here?
that's a great question, because the FBI has subpoena power, but they can't do anything to these teams. They can do something to the individuals.
They can do criminal stuff.
Yeah.
This is a totally different.
It's totally okay.
All the way across the board.
The NCAA doesn't have subpoena power.
That's right.
But they can.
But they can punish.
They can punish.
So they got to rely on each other, really.
So they better be working together, because if they're not working together, then nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know what, you know, as far as the finality of this whole thing and what is on, I guess, display for the NCAA has been so much in the last 20 years of them, lack of better terms, screwing it up.
Yeah.
They screw up everything,
Yeah.
it seems like. So you're not going to clean up basketball by hitting Auburn and hitting Ole Miss and hitting these teams and allowing the guys at the top that run the sport to walk away scot-free.
Yeah.
Now, look, I'm going to say something, and I know you like Coach K, and that's fine. And I think he's probably been as good ambassador for basketball as there ever been. But there ain't no way you can tell me that he's just done it always by the book.
No.
And any of those other guys like that.
No, Roy Williams hadn't.
None of
Tom
them
Izzo hadn't.
None of them. Tom Izzo's in trouble right now.
Yeah.
Let me just say that. They're implicated in this thing now,
Yeah.
and all the other mess that's going on.
Yeah,
Look, and I hate to say it, and we had a comment yesterday. How many of the Izzos and the Coach K's of the world feel this heat and get wind of, hey, man, this is not going to go away this time. It's going to be bad. How many of them just walk away? How many of them just say, look, I'm going to retire?
It wouldn't surprise me if there were several.
Bombshells.
Would not surprise me at all if there were several that just walked away.
Okay.
Threw my hands up and said, I'm done.
Let's look at it from another perspective. Don't you think that we have to tear it all the way back down to the foundation?
I don't think there's any question.
But will they do that?
No.
So we're not going to accomplish anything then?
No.
So this is all smoke?
Well, yeah. I agree, and I understand what you're saying. The only thing that I can base it on is we're going to have to watch it play out and see what happens.
Yeah, but I think that's the problem, Jeff. I think that's what we all know. We already kind of have formulated in our mind. We already know how this thing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Had somebody yesterday sitting there slapping people saying that they don't feel any confidence whatsoever that this is going to be just another round of slaps on the wrist. And I took the other side of it, and I said, I don't see how you can do that now. Not with as much as being exposed and coming out, but everybody thought that North Carolina was dead to rights.
Yeah.
And they got off on a technicality because they said, well, we offered those classes to everybody.
Yeah.
Well, then give me a daggum break.
Yeah.
Everybody knows why those classes were formed, to give athletes a chance.
Yeah.
But they said, well, it was open to everybody, so you can't. So they got off on a technicality, Jeff.
Tell me this, Brett. How did Louisville get blistered right out of the gate on this?
That it had to. Again, I don't have answers to all of it. I mean, all you can do is hear what you've been told or what you've read.
Yeah.
And obviously the Adidas deal with the recruit with the $100,000 and all that really kind of crashed down, and maybe they knew they had Rick Pitino dead to rights and he had no ammo to fight back, so they said, let's go ahead and nab him right now.
Yeah.
And Rick Pitino hasn't done himself any favors. Let's just be honest.
No, he has not, because he continues to
he steps off from one pile of
into another.
And then Luke's got some comments. I know you're ready for those. Here's why earlier games mean less. A team hot the last 10 games gets preferential treatment.
I'm not buying it, Luke.
Just because of those last 10 games, it does, to a degree, devalue the earlier contest.
No, I'm not buying it, Luke. If Alabama lost to Oklahoma early on, that wouldn't help them. That will help them get in the NCAA tournament. It would have hurt them if they'd lost.
Yeah. Mississippi State has played no one. He said that's why they're sitting there. Bama is in. They played a great schedule. Record isn't end all, be all. So, all right, let me just say that. I understand where you're coming from on a record, because but at some point in time you got to win most of them. And I know they won 17 and lost 11.
But they can't be 17.
But I see all the time in the NCAA tournament where teams get to, 20 wins, 21 wins, don't get in.
Yeah.
Mississippi State's right, but I see your argument.
Yeah.
I mean, you're saying strength of schedule, and they kind of play it all out. Look, I understand. So Auburn, 1 win over currently ranked team, 4 losses to untangled team. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you're 24 and 4, and you're trying to come up with the Auburn's played a weak schedule, and that they haven't. I mean, I just you telling me, okay, if you can honestly send me a reply back and say that if Auburn were at 17 and 11, you'd be sitting up here right now saying, well, man, this Auburn team has got a chance to be in the tournament. Now, if we played Alabama's schedule, even with that, you would still say that I don't buy it. I don't believe it, not for 1 second. I don't think you'd say that at all, because it never has Auburn, and nor would I think at 17 and 11, 8 and 7 with 3 games left in the conference that Auburn would be a lock in the SEC tournament. I wouldn't, and that's just my opinion. You may not agree with it, and that's fine. And I don't feel like that's the case at all.
No, you will never make me believe that if Alabama loses the last 3, which makes them 17-14 and limping into the SEC tournament.
I don't buy it, man.
I'm
so tired of
you can't contradict and say that the last 10 games. Yeah, I get all that. It does not mean it means less than. It means more than the first 10 games. Well, you just said Alabama's playing a tough
Auburn
schedule.
could be 27-1, and they'd find a way to come up with some reason to go. Well, they just hadn't really played a lot of good quality people. So let's take another break. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
Is our number one concern. Advanced heat and air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Trane dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Game day. Last season you were watching football at the mercy of that loathed cable company and your weird roommate with the ornery chinchilla. But today you're going to watch wherever the Wild you want. You go here, Wild Wind Cafe. They've got all the games on more screens than you can count, and cute roommates. This is just the Wild you need. So go wild, superfan. We can't help you choking QB, but we do have cold beer.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you, gotta get to Gills. Selection and price, gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
East Central Alabama asked for it, and Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoors has answered with the region's full-service Mahindra Tractor and UTV dealer on Highway 280 in Alex City next to Tallapoosa Ford. Full lines of Mahindra Tractor, E-Max, Max 1500 Series to 5500 Series. We have the world's #1 tractor line. Get the job done as well with full lines of the world's toughest UTVs and accessories. Visit the all-new Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor in Alex City. True grit never taps out with Mahindra Tractors, UTVs, and accessories.
What do you see when you think about your future?
Do you see determination that keeps you going, that helps you make a difference in your world?
Do you see challenges that make you stronger?
Southern Union State Community College realizes that your opportunities for greatness are unlimited. Your journey has just begun.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn. You owe it to yourself. Call Hyundai of Auburn today at 334-321-0777 and visit them online at HyundaiofAuburn.com.
A couple more segments in today's show here on the Saturday Sports Countdown. Sunshine Heating and Air, JR Sports Bar and Grill, our corporate partners here on the show, and make sure you look them up if you need work on your heat pump. Who knows which way you're going to be turning your thermostat right now. Maybe on on heat one night, maybe on air the next. So,
yeah.
But you putting your unit, and the South puts those units through a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Especially in these transition months. Yeah. So if you have an issue, you need to call Kevin Kill, Sunshine Eating and Air, and if you're looking for some great food, I mean, you don't really have to go much further than JR's.
Yeah.
Sports Bar and Grill. But finishing up here, while we were talking on Facebook, now that we're back on radio and TV, I got positives and negatives with the tournament. I'm not just outright thinking that it's laid out perfectly, but that's part of tournament play. There is no set way to do it. If it was, they'd do it that way, I think. Yeah. I do disagree that a smaller conference tournament champion gets in over maybe the regular season champion. If that regular season champion doesn't win that tournament, then their body work really has been diminished in the smaller conferences, Jeff. Now, also what that does is it takes away from let's just use Mississippi State as an example, a 20-8 Mississippi State team that a lot of people say, well, they didn't really play a lot of people in their earlier schedule, but they still played a much tougher schedule than that team probably did.
Yeah.
And that team won 3 games right there and got hot.
Yeah.
And they got a spot that probably – so technically, in my opinion, the NCAA tournament does not get the 68 best teams in. It's not the 68. If you're going to put 68 in, you need to find a way to get the 68 best. But I know there's tie-ins, there's things, and I know some of those smaller conferences, it's the only way they can get a team in, and it allows them, and that's fine. That's where Luke has a problem. He thinks they shouldn't have an opportunity to get in anyway. He thinks that if their resume is good enough, and they win the regular season, it should count for more than that tournament. And I agree with him on that point.
Okay.
On that point.
All right, then I'm going to throw this out there. Was Auburn's win at Murray State a good win?
I would say so.
What's Murray State?
They're mid-major. I mean, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
I see what you're saying.
I mean,
but I think as a whole in some of these conferences.
No, I get.
But let's say Murray State doesn't win their tournament. Okay? Yeah. And let's say but they won the regular season. And there's very limited spots to get in this tournament.
They're probably not getting in.
They're not going to get in. Now tell me why that's fair.
Yeah, I agree.
Tell me why they did. I reward marathons, not sprints.
Yeah, and I'll be the first to tell you that the NCAA tournament is not perfect.
Yeah.
But.
Well, I mean,
It used to be, and Luke's going way back to when it was just 32 teams, and then it got expanded. Okay, why did it get expanded?
Well, I'll tell you the real reason.
So we can do
this.
There
you go. It's money.
It's money. Okay.
That's right.
Just like at some point in time, and I'm not comparing, but football will be expanded because, whether right or wrong, because of this.
It's coming.
It's going to come.
All right, so going back, Murray State, just using them as an example, that conference schedule should mean more than that tournament. And that tournament, you get Murray State, let's just say they were 20-8, and they won their conference.
Right.
Okay? And they get in the they get a bye, and then they get in the second round, and they get up against a team that's just shooting lights out, and they happen to be cold that day. And they get beat by a point. And then that team goes on to win that conference championship tournament championship. They get that automatic bid, and now everybody's over there going, well, Murray State's on the bubble over here. I don't understand. Yeah. That's a problem.
They're not getting two.
They're not getting two.
They're not getting two.
And they've already said that they're going to take the automatic tournament champion. Yeah. Well, that's wrong.
Yeah.
It's a broken system.
Yeah. And you're right. What needs to be done is they just need to take the best teams from that conference.
That's it. I mean,
if it's one, if it's zero.
All right, now let's go back. Let's reverse. Why are they taking the tournament champion? Because now the tournament means something, right?
Exactly.
You don't make that tournament champion an automatic bid.
Tournament doesn't mean anything.
Now the tournament loses its luster, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, which one are you sacrificing?
It's a catch-22.
It is a catch-22.
It's a catch-22.
there ain't enough spots to take 2 teams out of every conference.
That's right.
There's not. So it's the to me the in the long run, the season should get more credence.
Yeah.
The regular season champion has survived the marathon.
Yeah.
Instead of 2 or 3 days in a tournament and getting the benefit of a team like a Georgia. And I think Georgia was the last team I remember that they had a losing record and they won the tournament. I think they had it all, the year the tornado hit over there.
And they had to play 2 games in 1 day.
That's right. And Georgia ended up winning the tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
And they had a losing record, or it was close to a losing record.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about overall.
Right. Then I'm gonna give you the scenario right here. Let's say that a team starts out hot like Auburn did.
Yeah.
Whether Auburn's 24-4. Let's just say that they're 20. Let's say they're 20-2. And down the stretch, out of the last 10 games, they go 4-6. They limp into the tournament. Now, are you going to say, well, let's leave what the last 10 games? Are you going to continue to go?
I think the last 10 games have an impact on their seed tremendously.
Okay. But you're still going to say, and I agree with you.
But I'm not ignoring the earlier work.
Yeah, let's
I'm not ignoring it.
All right, good.
But I do think we're in a society with what have you done for me lately? And I said this the other day, that if Auburn were to lose 3 out of 4 come down the stretch or lose all of them, that they drop from a potential 2 seed down to a 9 or 10.
Oh, there's no
now
question.
Luke and maybe Andy were up here saying that they didn't see Auburn falling any further than a 4, and I disagree. If Auburn tanks out, if Auburn were to tank out and limp into the tournament and lose their first game there, I don't see them staying up there at 4. And
you telling me?
I know we got to get to break because we're up against a real tight clock here, but we'll keep it going in Facebook because we got people watching. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn? Needing extra space at your house? Check out Easy Storage Units on Tallapoosa Street, 1 mile from downtown Alex City. With state-of-the-art 24-hour surveillance, you can rest easy knowing all of your possessions will be safe and secure. Easy Storage has any size unit you need, from 5x10s up to 10x20s. Call Easy Storage today at 256-794-8223 to rent your unit today. That's Easy Storage, 256-794-8223.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City. This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Russell Do-It Center, offering a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, electrical, and plumbing supplies. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rate products, and competitive do-it-best pricing.
Welcome back to the Saturday Sports Countdown, last segment of the program here. The thing about college basketball, I'll say this. I want to make one point real quick because we're talking about the NBA and it's too many games, the tournament, and we're talking about conference tournaments determine, who goes to the NCAA tournament and all. And most of the time, the reason the conference decides to go with the tournament instead of the regular season champions is because of money. They don't want to diminish the tournament. They can get more money that way. Well, look, we know the dollar drives everything, but talking about the NBA. There's 81 games in 4 rounds in the in the NBA playoffs.
Luke's dead on the money right there.
He said, I think there were 3 games at one point in the early rounds. Yeah. So it was best out of 3 earlier.
Yeah, I
it went from 3, went to 3 to 5 to 7. Now those first round games don't need to be.
Yeah, he's accurate on that. Now. So I'm just telling you that he's dead on. It's way too many.
Yeah. So look, we literally could be up here debating this all day.
Oh no.
And I don't think you can get one side to come all the way over to your side, and I don't think we can go over to another side or whatever. I think all three. I think Luke. We lose Luke as an example because he's interacting with us.
Yeah.
So we'll say this is a 3-way conversation here. I think we all 3 look at it differently. I think you got your opinion.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of in between both of y'all, and Luke's on the other side.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of I see a little bit of both.
And Luke makes some good points. I'm not knocking that he doesn't make good points because.
But I think we all make good points. I think there's all of us have a relative argument in all this stuff.
All the points are legit. I think
they are.
You could put a group of people in a room and list all these points that we make, and you might could come up with a good way to fix it.
You think they're gonna call us?
No,
they
don't.
They don't have any.
It's above our pay grade.
Exactly. So you look at it. The bottom line is, this is the system we're in.
You gotta live with it.
Accept it or don't.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the way it is. Is it unreal that spring football practice is about to start?
It's almost here.
I need a little rest from that, though. I'll be honest with you. It was literally, I think Auburn just pulled out of the Mercedes Dome.
Yeah.
From that horrendous loss to Central Florida. Now they're getting ready to play. Getting ready for spring football.
And I'm gonna make a statement here. I guess as long as I'm gonna continue to be sitting up here, I'm gonna have to do a better job because when football's over, it's over for me.
Yeah.
I don't follow recruiting. I could care less when spring training starts.
Guess what? You will.
I know. I'm gonna have to. If I not sit up here and look like a dummy.
Yeah, you will.
I'm gonna have to study.
Yeah, you'll be going back to school, going back to the Blitz School of Sports.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's going to do it for Saturday Sports Countdown. Again, we appreciate everybody out there watching and listening every single Saturday. We couldn't do it without you guys out there. We hope all of you have a blessed and wonderful Saturday. It's beautiful out there. Go outside, take advantage of the weather. For Randy Lee earlier, for Jeff Hines now, and myself, Brett Pritchard, saying we enjoyed it. We hope you did. See you next Saturday.
Even the best of us forget sometimes. But buckling up is one thing you always want to remember.
Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offers full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
If you knew that underage drinking starts at younger ages than ever before, even in elementary school, you would talk to your kids about drinking right now, wouldn't you? If you knew that kids who drink are more likely to be involved in violence, school failure, or injury, you'd do what you could to prevent it, right?
Alcohol is a drug, and we need you to help us understand that before it's too late. Choose to refuse to lose your team to the dangers of underage drinking.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937, 866-837-6937, or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
Your comfort is our #1 concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our #1 concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
What's different about Hyundai of Auburn? Beautiful cars built here from parts made here. That's jobs and tax money.
And right now, Max, record low finance plans. 0% interest and $42.50 cash to spend with no budget busting repairs for a full 10 years. Drive a new Hyundai today. Check it out, HyundaiofAuburn.com.
And my Max Markdown deals. Tell them Max sent you. I might get a bonus.
Max, you're not real.
What?